It's the end of summer, early September, and it's hot out, it's humid. It's really hard for the gardener to get out and do anything. But the Texas sage and the cardinal vines are growing like gangbusters. And that's really good for butterflies and bees and even hummingbirds. So I'm going to show you a few things that I've noticed in this corner of the yard. It's kind of a tangle. It's a mess of stuff, but these insects and birds, they really love it. The Texas sage is just goes like crazy, and then this cardinal vine, it just grows and grows, and it's quite invasive, just covers everything up. But these red flowers that you see right here, the bumblebees on the Texas sage right now, the cardinal vine produces these star-shaped flowers. Both the Texas sage and the cardinal vine produce these deep tubular flowers that the hummingbirds and the butterflies really like. I assume that's because they're full of nectar. I'm down at the chick barn. I wanted to show you how invasive this cardinal vine can really get. But take a look at this guy. He's attracted to the cypress vine. That's the only flowers in the area here. There's a hummingbird just sitting on the cattle panel out there. This is between rain showers. The outer bands of Hurricane Francine are approaching. It's Tuesday morning. Hurricane Francine is supposed to come through just to the west of us Wednesday evening. So we're starting to get the outer bands now. And I'm out here. I was going to take some photos of some video of the cardinal vine. It's also called Cypress Vine. But this is down in one of our sheep working facilities. Didn't use it too much this summer. And the cardinal vine is quite invasive. I pull out here a little bit. The insects and birds, hummingbirds like it because of the flowers, but it's completely covered over this side alleyway here. It's growing up the posts there. We're looking down the alleyway. It's completely covered it over. And they're looking up, those are the fence posts out there. So definitely, if you don't keep on this stuff, it's going to take over. I think it grows, no, it probably doesn't grow feet per day, but it certainly grows inches per day. And it climbs up and just envelops everything that it's around. It starts up by seed. All these flowers will set seed, of course. And it's going to die back in the winter. All this will be dead, and the stems get brittle and just rip them out without too much trouble. But so we're hoping Hurricane Francine goes off to the west of us. So we're on the eastern side of it. We're going to get a lot of rain, but but that won't be too bad. The tropical, let's see, I think it's at least it's projected right now to intensify to a Category 2 offshore, and then come back to a Category 1, and then it will, once it makes landfall against Louisiana, then it's going to come northeast up to the west of us. So we're a fair ways inland. It'll decrease a bit by then, so I don't expect any problem. Just we're going to have some moderate winds and some quite a bit of rain. This is another native to the area. It's called beautyberry. Grows wild, comes up in all places, woodland and fields where you don't mow for a bit. Makes these nice, pretty purple berries. So here's another, call it an infestation, I don't know, but I scared hummingbirds away as I approached. They're out even in this wet weather. All the insects, the bumblebees and the butterflies, they're hiding out somewhere. But here's more cardinal vine. This one's growing along the fence. It's up here, up on top of this tall fence that we've got here. Certainly it can be judged invasive, but it also, it's one of the few flowers that attracts the, native flowers that attracts the hummingbirds and butterflies this time of year. So, try to tolerate the invasive nature of it and allow it to persist. And we got a little pack of rams over here. Most of the rest of the sheep are over with Jackie now. This is the last set of rams that I have over here. They're coming by to say hi. I did some research on this Cypress vine, and the flowers are actually poisonous. The sheep don't eat them. They're going after some other stuff on the ground here now. I'm back up at the house, and there's another hummingbird sitting in the maple tree that's in the middle of the patch of Texas sage that I've been looking at. This guy is really quick, and he's going to fly away, and my phone camera isn't going to catch him, even though I've got it slowed down here. So here's that hummingbird. He's going after the cardinal vine flowers. This is at about quarter speed. So you can sort of see him sticks his head into that flower cup and drinks nectar. I guess it's the same hummingbird I saw in the tree, but I've seen 2 or 3 hummingbirds around at the same time here. So they definitely like the area. They like these flowers. So it makes me feel good to put up with the invasive mess of the cardinal vine to see the hummingbirds going after the flowers. There's not much else they can eat or drink around here this time of year. The hummingbirds are so quick, zipping around from flower to flower. It's really hard to get a good picture of them with the phone camera. But they really like these cardinal flowers. The hummingbirds also really like the Texas sage. This variety of Texas sage that we have here, I believe, is Salvia coccinea. It's native to tropical America and the southern U.S. here. It's an annual that easily reseeds. Maybe it's better to say it's a hardy annual. It survives the winter around the house. In fact, I think I remember seeing a few blooms in the middle of winter, so it's definitely a hardy plant. Joy thinks that years ago we bought a single plant from the Crosby Arboretum, and then over the years it's just filled in around the house and the garden areas nearest to the house, and even away from the house a bit, but not nearly as extensively as in the shelter of the house area. Okay, enough with the hummingbirds. I wanted to show some pictures of the butterflies on the Texas sage. They don't really come out, the butterflies, they don't really come out during the wet, cloudy weather. They hide out, like I said before. So this is some video from earlier when it was a bright sunny day. It seems like we have three varieties of these swallowtail butterflies around here. There's two that are kind of blackish predominantly, but one of them has a bluish cast on its back wings, like this one here, and the other one has these yellow markings like this one here. And then the third type of swallowtail butterfly that I've seen is this yellow, strongly yellow one with the black trim. These are all rather large butterflies, and sometimes their wings are a little ratty looking, but they're very pretty to see. This one's going after the cardinal flower. Another type of butterfly that we see quite frequently is this orange one here that is called the Gulf Coast fritillaria. These are quite common in the area, and sometimes in the fall we see their caterpillars on some, call them weed plants, wild plants out in the field. The caterpillars eat a different plant from the Texas sage. So one plant's for nectar and another plant's to feed the caterpillars. Other common butterflies that we see around here are these yellow ones that I think are called sulfurs. Mowing is not one of my most favorite activities, so to help out the butterflies and their caterpillars, I like to leave some spots unmowed. For those of you still with me, we're finally getting to the subject that started me on this particular video production. I often go out in the morning quite early, just around sunrise, and just to feed the dogs and take a look at the sheep and cats and whatever else needs to be done first thing before I have breakfast. But I was going by the corner of the yard here, and there was this tremendous roar, this tremendous buzzing around all this Texas sage, and the bumblebees were out in force. It was just amazing. I couldn't believe it. So I took some video of the bumblebees, and that got me started on taking other video of what's going on with the Texas sage and the Cardinal Vine this time of year. You're going to hear some crows cawing in the background. the other interesting thing. We have what's called the hummingbird moth around here. I'm not quite sure if this is one of them that you see there. It seems kind of small from the hummingbird moths I recall, but it might be some variety of that. It's certainly doing due diligence to these Texas sage. And there he is again. Spring is a time when Joy's garden is particularly spectacular. If you're interested in seeing that, I've got a video linked here that showcases Joy's garden then, among a few other things. So, thanks for watching Longleaf Sheep Hill Ranch. See you next time.